Hello, so this video is to accompany the song sheets for Drive My Car. I have to say thank you very much to Katie and Leah Charles for the suggestion of the song this week. Very good choice, and actually in terms of keys it's a lot easier than what we were doing last week and sort of fits with the string instruments much nicer, so well done, good choice. So what we're going to start off doing is the chord structure for the verse and the little solo bit. They're basically the same. And the main thing I'd like to focus on for this bit is the chord notation that you'll see. So you say D7, G7 and A7. Now when you see a 7 next to a chord, it's the normal chord and then we add what's called the 7th note. It's if you count 7 notes up from the starting note, so 7 notes up from D. So a D chord would be D, F sharp, A, count up 7 notes from D and you get a C natural. G, a G chord is G, B and a D, count 7 notes up, you get the F. A chord is A, C sharp, E, count 7 notes up and you'll get a G. So let's just have a go at doing that together so we get a feel for how 7th chords work. So we're going to do a D, F sharp and A, anywhere you want to on your instrument, and we're going to hold each note for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, A. Okay, so that's a D major chord. Now, we're going to count up notes from D up until we get to a C natural, and that will be our 7th note. So D is 1, E is 2, F sharp is 3, G is 4, A is 5, B is 6, and then C natural is our 7th note. Okay, and then if we play them, we're going to have 2 beats on each note. Now we're going to do D, F sharp, A and C natural. That will be a D major 7th chord. So it goes D, F sharp, A, C natural, and then we're just going to have a few moments where you just noodle around with those notes. So and it has a very sort of special sound, a 7th chord. It's sort of a bit tighter than the normal 3 notes of the chord. So let's build up a G7. So we're going to do 4 beats on a G, 4 beats on a B and 4 beats on a D to play a normal G major chord. Again, pitch them any way you want to. If you want to do them in 3rd position, or you want to do them up higher, then you're very welcome to. Okay, so 1, starting on a G, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, B, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's our G major chord. Now let's count up the same as we did last time. We're going to count up until we get to an F natural. So G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, C is 4, D is 5, E is 6, F natural is our 7. Okay, and now we're going to do 2 beats on each note. So 2 beats on G, 2 beats on D, B, D. You get the idea. Okay, so 1, 2, G, B, D, F natural. And again, we're going to do some noodling, so probably about 30 seconds worth. You can play any order of those notes. Okay, with me, off we go. call these dominant seventh chords or seventh chords. Okay, so our last one we're going to do is an A7. So we're going to do an A major chord. So 4 beats on A, 4 beats on C sharp, 4 beats on E. 3, 4, A, 2, 4 beats on C sharp, 2, 3, 4 beats on E. Okay, so that's our A major chord. We're going to be needing D, G and A majors just on their own without the seventh later on in the chorus. Now let's turn it into a seventh. Let's count up. So A is our note number 1, B is number 2, C sharp 3, D is 4, E is 5, F sharp is 6, and then G is 7. And now we'll do 2 beats on each to get the seventh chord. So A, C sharp, E, G natural. A, C sharp, E, G natural. Okay, and now let's do some noodling. So you can see the notes behind me. So take your time. You can do longer notes than I'm doing, and we'll just fill our ears with an A major 7 sound. So go for it. Now, the verse and the solo section, which is the same as a verse but just doesn't have any words over the top of it, so it's an instrumental interlude, uses exactly the same structure. So we have 4 beats on a D7 chord, 4 beats on a G7 chord, 4 beats on D, 4 beats on G, 4 beats on D, 4 beats on G, and then 8 beats on an A major 7th chord. Okay, so we do this first top bit 3 times and then we'd have 8 beats on A. Okay, so let's just practice that using the bottom notes of our chord. So our pulse is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. D, change to G, change back to D, change to G, change back to D, change to G, get ready to go to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now let's use the second note of our chords. Okay, so we're going from an F sharp to a B 3 times and then we go to a C sharp. Okay, so 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get ready for the C sharp. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to do the third note of each chord, A to D, and then we go to E. So let's start on an A. You'll notice that I'm doing a little bit of vibrato. If you've started doing vibrato practice, these long notes are nice ways to start having a go at it if you want to. If you haven't learnt it with your teacher, please, please, please don't try it yet. Okay, so we're going to from an A to a D. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. Get ready for E. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have to be careful with your bow speed when you get to the long. I mean, when you're playing along with the backing track, you can do whatever bowing you want. It's quite good practice at the moment to control your bow. Okay, and the last one we're going to go is from our 7th note. So we'll start in a C natural, then we're going to an F natural, back again, and then we'll end on a G. So 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, F, and when we go to G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now the last thing that you can do is, because it's quite fast. Baby, you can drive my car. 2, 3, 4. If you're feeling more adventurous, you could, in the 4 beats, use each 4 notes of the chord. So it would go D, F sharp, A, C natural, G, B. So we're turning, it's called a broken chord. Yeah, so we're turning the chord and we're breaking it up into its parts to make an arpeggio pattern. Okay, so let's just, if you want to just stick with 4 beats on any of these notes, you can do. If you're feeling more adventurous, you can join me on splitting the chords as we go. So this is the last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. G chord. D chord, G chord, B chord, G chord. Get ready for the A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll see that I went all the way up 2 octaves to cover the 8 beats. You could just go up and then go down. You could do any noodly pattern you want to. So once you're feeling more confident and you're playing along to the backing track, do have a go at noodling through the different notes as it goes along. Okay, so that's the verse structure. That comes, I think, 4 times. There's 3 verses and the solo section. Whoops, a daisy. There's a concussion in the making. There we go. Right, let's now move that bit there and that bit there. Check I've got that a little bit all secure. Okay, so our chorus has a B minor, so B, D, F sharp for 4 beats, and we still have a G7 chord for 4 beats, but this just happens twice. Okay, so B minor has a B, a D and an F sharp. Then we still have our G7, and then we have another 2 sections here. So we have, this happens twice, then we have a B minor chord here, and then we have an E chord for 2 beats. So you'll notice what we talked about last time, which is the harmonic rhythm, which is how quickly the chords are changing. In the chorus, the harmonic rhythm gets faster. The chords change more often. So we have a E, G sharp, B, and that's our E chord. Okay, and then we go to a D chord for 2 beats. So we've got the D chord up here for the D7, but we just take off this note at the top. And the same for the G, we just take off the 7 at the top, and for the A, we take off the 7 at the top. Okay, so then we have E, we have D, and then 2 beats of D, and 2 beats of G, and then we go back to 4 beats of A. Okay, and that is our chorus section. So let's just quickly have a look at any of the new chords we've got. So we haven't used a B minor chord before. So if we just do, our B minor chord is a B, a D and an F. So let's just do 4 beats on each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. B, 4 beats on D, 4 beats on F sharp. Okay. Then we've had the G7 before, gone back to B minor. The new chord here is an E major chord. So we have an E, G sharp, and B. Okay, and then the A major chord is the same but without the 7th. The D major chord is the same without the 7th. G major chord is the same but without the 7th. And then we go back to an A major. Okay, so this first line goes twice. Then we play this section, then this section. So let's just use the bottom notes of each before we get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, then going to G. Go back to B. Back to G. Then 4 beats on B. 2 beats on E. 2 beats on A. 2 beats on D. 2 beats on G. 4 beats on A. So you see, because the harmonic rhythm is faster, the chords are changing more quickly, we have to be a little bit more on it when we're changing notes. Right, let's go for our middle notes here. So we've got a D, a B, a D, a D, a B, a D, a B, a D, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, B, C sharp. Okay, so 4 beats on D first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4 beats on B, 4 beats on D, 4 beats on B, 4 beats on D, 2 beats on G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, B, C sharp for 4 beats. Okay. And then last, because there's only one 7th chord, this time we're going to do the top notes of each chord, and we'll just ignore the 7th for the moment. Okay, so we're going to do 4 beats on F sharp, 4 beats on D, 4 beats on F sharp, 4 beats on D, then F sharp, B, E, A, D, E. Okay, so let's start on F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats on D. Back to the F sharp, back to the D, back to the F sharp, then 2 beats on B, E, A, D, E for 4 beats. Okay, and then once you get going, you can have a go at doing the sort of arpeggio patterns again. So we're going to have one more run through the chorus chord patterns. If you feel like you want to just hold long notes for the 4 beats, you can. If you want to join me breaking up the chords, you can. So let's go a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, B minor. G for 7. Back to B minor. G7. D for 2 beats, G for 2 beats, A for 4 beats, and then we end up back at D into the verse. Okay, very, very good. Now the last tiny bit we're going to do is I'm going to use this middle section here, is the beat beat bit, which I love. And a nice way to do the beep beep is you could actually have a go at going to the heel and do your best beep beep impressions. So It's pretty simple. You've got an A major chord for 4 beats, and that's the first time it comes. It's just an A major chord for 4 beats that's tagged on to the end of the chorus. But at the very end, we have it as the fade out. We call it the outro. Instead of the intro as the beginning, the outro at the end. We have an A major chord for 4 beats, then an F major chord for 2 beats, and a G major chord for 2 beats. Okay, so, oops, we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so you can fade out doing it that way. You can use the middle notes to C sharp, F sharp, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, B, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, B. Or you could use the top notes, E, A and D, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could do the arpeggio. So 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, it's not an A7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or as I said, you can have a go at your sound effect. Or do sort of any sound effects you fancy that sound good. Okay, so that is a whistle stop tour 1, how to work out a 7th chord, and 2, how to fit the different sections together. This one is much more repetitive, so you have verse, chorus, instrument bit, which is the same as a verse, chorus, outro. So once you've learnt the verse pattern and the chorus pattern, you should get a hang of it pretty quickly, and then you can start experimenting with breaking up the chords and doing some sort of arpeggio patterns that go over the top. It is quite fast, so don't panic. Go simple at first and then build it up. But I hope you have fun, and thank you, Katie and Leah. Absolutely brilliant choice. I'm open. We've got 2 more weeks of doing our pop songs, so please do have more suggestions coming, because it really helps me work with something that you like to listen to. All right, see you later.